Kokomo, Indiana is a city of firsts, and for one of 14 drivers tonight, they'll get to sit on the first position at the end of our race tonight. Welcome to SimTV and the 3WideRacing League Triple Crown. It's the second of 3 races in the Street Stock Dirt Series. We head to Kokomo Raceway in Kokomo, Indiana, finishing tonight. A tiny little short track, 14 street stocks. We saw some spectacular racing last week at Eldora. Your thoughts tonight on this fun little short track?
Yeah, no, really looking forward to this race. These guys put on a great show at Eldora, as you were saying. We thought it would have been pretty one groove and one lane racing, but they were throwing dives into the corners. And with a track like this, I think you might see guys get a little bit more desperate. You see the 22 down there on the inside line trying to rock it around.
I cannot get over how beautiful the dirt is in the iRacing platform. I mean, that is a gorgeous shot right there as the sun sets in the background here in Kokomo. And taking a look at our qualifying procedures here tonight, 5 minutes, a couple laps solo qualifying. And last week, it turned out that qualifying did matter quite a little bit. We saw the drivers that started up front mostly stay there. So I think tonight going to be key to get a good starting spot. Let's take a look at our overall Triple Crown standings. It's Tate Lytle on top, but it's Matt Grunberg that's only 12 points out of that lead, and with only a couple rounds left in the Triple Crown in 2019, Grunberg's got some ground to make up. Levi Zielinski's on the outside looking in for that lead as well. Drew Eisenman has been pretty quick on the dirt, and he sits in 4th. Sam Close back in 5th. So as we get ready for qualifying here tonight, Finney, and who do you got your eyes on for the dirt event here at Kokomo?
Yeah, I think I got my eyes on Tate Lytle. Did really good at the dirt event last week at Eldora, and he's been, again, doing really good overall, and that's why he's leading the standings. You see him get a tail slapper into the wall. You have to be careful here. You hit the wall, it's going to discount your lap.
Well, you got a couple tries at it as well, so Lytle's going to roll around that Kevin Harvick throwback scheme back to the 2007, 2009-ish scheme right there. We want to also give everyone a huge thank you tonight. We finally eclipsed 1,000 subscribers after about 2 years of operation here, so I hate you for that. So we just eclipsed 1,000 subscribers. We want to thank everybody for joining us and making SimTV what it is. So appreciate everyone's support as we continue into 2019, 2020, and beyond. Jordan McKeeboy in the 21 Finian had a great round, a great start to the Nationals Triple Crown event at Texas. We haven't really seen a whole lot of him since. I mean, what does he have to do to get himself back in this fight just for a couple race wins?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what he can do here. We saw him actually do fairly well at the Texas race in the K&N car, and thought he would do a little bit better at Milwaukee, but seeing where he's going to end up in the qualifying order tonight, don't think that lap's going to count that he just put down. Hit the wall.
Doesn't look like it will as he slides into turn 3, and again,
the wall again.
You know, only 6 drivers have recorded a time, and we're going to see a lot of wall contact tonight as we roll on through into the fence. It's going to be difficult to stay off, so maybe the dirt drivers that we're used to seeing, Kyle Hanshaw, what do you think his chances are? I mean, he really didn't perform quite to the level we would have expected at Eldora Speedway. I mean, I guess his goal tonight would just be to go out there and win the thing, but it didn't look like at Eldora he had a whole lot of luck. He was up towards the front and then got shuffled out at the end, so maybe Johnny Thomas could sneak up here, but Michael Henry in this 88, he qualified 2nd. And I'm been really impressed with him on the K&N side. I don't see why he wouldn't be a challenge for victory tonight either. So waiting for qualifying to conclude here as Matt Grunberg jumps on track here. And Grunberg, again, sitting 2nd in the overall standings. And also won last week at Eldora. So he's got to be a favorite tonight, don't you think?
Yeah, I would think so.
Gonna give it another try here, I think. And get the run he wanted onto the front straight. He'll roll out on course. So the Triple Crown stuff has been fascinating so far, the K&N series especially. The dirt stuff last week at Eldora was really good, but what we did see is it got very challenging to pass. We saw a lot of slide jobs being thrown around in the mid-pack. I think we're going to see the similar story. Grunberg is given up again as Dave Hunt's
He's really finicky.
Well, he wants to get that run because you only get 1 or 2 shots to qualify. So if he doesn't qualify well, I mean, you got to pass everybody. We saw, I mean, the race is not long.
Yeah.
You know, it's only about 15-20 minutes from start to finish, so you really qualifying is going to be important tonight. You don't have heats to work your way through. It's just a feature event, so qualifying is going to matter as Dave Hunt rolls on through. And these cars are clumsy around the dirt. They don't really have a lot of power. They're kind of sluggish. It's difficult to get the wheels spinning, so if you start sliding, it's just a bad time. And Hunt comes on through 7th, slowest of the drivers that have laid down a time so far. And Shaw now rolling in his number 22, kicking up some dirt down into turn 1.
Yeah, Matt Gruenberg finally put a time down. He's currently in second.
Yeah, struggling with the internet connection. Gruenberg up to second. As you mentioned, he's going to roll out of turn 4. Will he improve this time? A 15.667, which will not be an improvement, so the best he'll do is P2 tonight. Evoy going out again. I think he's already used up his 2 laps.
If anything, he's just getting some extra practice.
Across the line with 30 seconds left in qualifying. So again, we're going to look down from high above Kokomo Speedway in Kokomo, Indiana. We also want to thank a sponsor that's not necessarily associated with the series, but the Coca-Cola bottling plant of Kokomo, Indiana. They come on board to sponsor the MyLaps Indy Elite Series that runs on Sunday nights. And they were off last night, I hope. Because I didn't do anything for them.
Well, I feel like we would have heard.
I hope we would have
got
heard.
some messages, be like, "Hey,
where you guys at?" Yeah, no, they're moving on next week to Road America is where we're at. So ready to go racing tonight. It's an 80-lap race. Here is a look. It's only 20.4 miles, so a quarter-mile racetrack here, Vinian. It's tiny around here. I mean, big, wide racetrack, but top, bottom, middle. Where do you think the speed's going to be tonight?
I think speed's going to be pretty much around the top side, especially because you got that banking for you. Take a look at one of the turns. Yeah, looking at
God, it's so pretty.
Yeah, a little bit hard to tell from this angle, but quite a bit of banking up towards the wall. And that's where we're going to see a lot of the drivers as it goes to, especially when more dirt gets kicked up there. The banking's even more. Pretty much next to flat by the bottom. However, that is significantly shorter around. So you might see some guys, especially early on, might just try to rim ride the bottom lane around.
Roll through our starting grid here tonight. It'll be 14 drivers. That's 7 rows. And on the first of those 7 rows is Tate Lytle in the 56, winner from the K&N Nationals Triple Crown at Texas last week. Matt Gruenberg, the winner in the Dirt Triple Crown last week at Eldora. He rolls off in second.
Moving on back to row number 2 in the 88. It's from Florida. It's Michael Henry on the inside, and outside of him, Johnny Thomas in the 83 will be starting in 4th.
In 5th, Levi Zielinski from Michigan, right alongside Kyle Hanshaw, the dirt driver in the number 22 from Ohio. He's on the outside of row number 3.
Moving on back to row number 4, Kevin Finn will be starting in the inside lane to the 14 car from New England. And outside of him, in 8th will be Drew Eisenman, the 77 from Texas.
In 9th, Dave Hunt, the Californian in the 53. On the outside of row number 5 will be Jordan McKeeboy in the 21. Didn't get a qualifying time in. We'll start towards the tail tonight.
Back in 11th place, got Jonathan Cogswell in the 27th from Indiana. And then outside of him in 12th will be Mike Stevens in the 63 from California.
Last row will be Richard Hines and Liam Sheen in the number 72. Field rolls through turns 3 and 4. Green flag flies, and we're racing at the front of the field on a big slip and slide by the 88 of Michael Henry as we get up to speed. Drivers impacting the wall all over the place. And that's the 6th of Zielinski got up on his side there out of turn 4 and just trying to get this car under control. There's just no grip out there. These cars clumsy and struggling to find grip through the corners.
Yeah, and Zielinski and Eisenman in particular have both been hitting a lot out of the wall. And you see Eisenman too hitting it on exit.
And look at these two very different lines. Johnny Thomas riding that berm on the inside and Tate Lytle up on the high side. Going to chuck it into turn 3 and he's making up ground here early.
Lytle actually opting for the middle lane, not going completely up by the top. That's where Gruenberg is, and in behind these Caliancha working through, as well as Henry and Eisenman fighting for position.
Johnny Thomas trying to clear Gruenberg. Gruenberg trying to clear Thomas. They make contact out of turn 2. And look at the different lines around here, Vinny. I mean, there's car widths, 7 or 8 car widths between these cars. Look at this. Can't even fit the whole track in one shot, but Lytle's driving away right now. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy out front for him.
Caution out in the back. It's Mike Stevens. He's gone around for a little bit of a loop. Also, something's happened to Levi Zielinski.
Yeah, I think he's got big damage from that wall contact that he had, so looks like he'll be done for the night. Let's see what happened to Mike Stevens. Probably just an innocent little loop.
Yeah, started with McKeeboy.
Yeah, just kind of ran into him, clobbered him there. Ooh, 27 of Cogswell did a great job getting around it. We're right on board. First caution out here on lap number 7 of 80, and Tate Lytle already putting a whooping on the field here, and I'm really liking the speed that he's got in this car right now.
Yeah, he's looking really comfortable out there. I think really his biggest threat is going to the guy behind him. The 54 is Matt Grunberg. So
yeah, won last week at Eldora, and I expect him to be strong again tonight. And started second, hasn't been able to pass anybody yet, but quick yellows here will line him back up. No changes for the lead yet. But Michael Henry in the 88 didn't get a very good start. He'll be on the outside for the restart, maybe get a better chance at advancing his positions here. He's dropped 2 spots in the early going. Lytle on the outside. Lane choice for the 56. Green flag back in the air. And looks like the 22 of Hanshaw is really struggling with that internet, and I'm not sure how long that'll last before he'll get booted for that.
Yeah, we've seen, you get a penalty if you can't really fix your internet that much. You're going to be told to go to the back.
And Lytle trying to drive away, and behind him, Johnny Thomas is still rolling that inside line. There's just, you cannot keep enough speed or momentum down there to keep your engine. I mean, it's like driving a go-kart. It's all about keeping the engine speed up, and Johnny Thomas just cannot keep this motor spinning down there on the bottom. He's only doing 40 miles an hour down there.
He's running significantly slower. Last lap through, Lytle ran a 15.5. Thomas only a 15.7.
There's no drive up off the corner.
I think really you can use that inside lane to make a pass. You know, use it to dive bomb a corner and slide up in front of someone, similar to what we saw at Eldora. But other than that, I don't think you can consistently run that bottom lane.
But waiting for the field to come back around. There's Tate Lytle exiting turn 2 now. He's looking really solid. No one able to even close on him yet. Michael Henry back up to where he started in 3rd, liking the advance that he's got going right now. Grunberg slipped to 4th on the restart. Hanshaw on the bottom, but still internet connectivity issues for the 22 as you see Henry bounce off the fence.
These guys in the back here, Mike Stevens trying to make up for his spin earlier.
A big jump taken out of the right front bumper.
Jesus, I think someone took a sledgehammer to slam that in.
Lytle continues to lead out front by a couple tenths of a second over Henry, Hanshaw, and Grunberg. Grunberg now moving to the outside of the 22 to try to build that run and get by the stricken Hanshaw, whose internet is really not cooperating, and I imagine he'll have to bail here shortly.
Yeah, I'm guessing he might be negotiating with the admins that if he just runs the inside lane, considering no one's down there really other than Johnny Thomas. I think even Thomas is giving up on that line too, so I think he's just trying to run down there, hope the internet fixes himself.
Drew Eisenman, remember, with all the Roval Cross that he ran in earlier in the season, before the season began, he's actually still pretty high up in the overall standing, so he's still very much in this fight, but right now only running 5th and behind 2 of the 3 drivers in front of him in the standings, so some work to do for the 77, and maybe the dirt thing really isn't quite his thing. I think maybe a better chance in the K&N side. Next Sunday, we head to Kentucky. Michael Henry beginning to reel in Tate Lytle. Henry started in 3rd, but his best lap time is a full 1/10 of a second faster than Lytle.
Trying to catch up to him. It's going to take a lot to catch up to Lytle. I think really his best chance is if they catch a little bit of lap traffic, which isn't going to be a whole lot of, but it can definitely help move yourself out of the lane. Maybe make the leader potentially make a mistake.
And here comes Grunberg. Yep, up to the high side of the racetrack, getting that right rear hanging out in the cushion.
He's flying out there, actually ran the fastest lap of anyone last time by.
And he's just so good at balancing this car right on the edge of that upper groove where that unused dirt is, and that's where all the speed is here at Kokomo. And the bottom of the racetrack might be better in a high horsepower car where you can keep it wound up, but these cars just don't have the torque to spin the tires, so you get that motor, kind of bogged down on the bottom, so the outside is the place to be, especially with all that fresh dirt. Fresh dirt is wet dirt, and wet dirt is grippy dirt.
Good dirt.
Good dirt. See where it gets glassy in the middle of the corner. You see up at the far left of your screen where that's glassy. That's all basically the clay packed down to the ground, and that's very slippery there.
I'm surprised no one's really opting for that middle lane. That's kind of starting to develop as a result of everyone running the top. You can see 53 Dave Hunt's down there. Maybe you see Cogswell running down there, trying that lane out as he's actually about to go lap down, but all the leaders still up top.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of no man's land there. We haven't really seen anybody explore that middle groove. It's either top or towards the bottom.
And as I said, here comes Henry, and even Lytle's starting to run down there a little bit, I guess, test the waters.
Yeah, maybe discovering that there is a little bit of grip to be had, but it still seems like the outside is the fastest place. And last time through, it was Tate Lytle, the quickest of the trio that's leading up at the front of the field.
Henry, who took a dangerous angle, Grunberg into the wall.
Tate Lytle getting by in the lap car, Jonathan Cogswell, but He's led, I believe, every lap so far in this race. He's led all 24 laps and no signs of slowing down, but I do think he could get challenged if we get another restart here, which is likely with so many laps left in this one.
And he's about a lap half the field. He's got a group of 4 lap cars up ahead.
Oh, yeah.
It's Dave Hunt, Stevens, Richard Hines, Kevin Finn all in the shot.
Here comes Lytle. Seems like half the league's running from Walmart Connect tonight. I don't think there's anybody that hasn't played. Whoop! Contact on the bottom as Mike Stevens heads to pit lane. He's going to pull it off. Might call it a night there. Lytle's been rock solid here, and this would certainly help him out in the points. I had a rough night last night in the K&N car and getting involved in an accident. So his goal is just to get more points, more so than Matt Grunberg, because that's who he's going to be holding off for the overall standings.
Yeah, and I think for Grunberg, the key thing is potentially I think Grunberg can get up an upper hand, if anything, in the K&N. I think he's a little bit better than Lytle in that department, but again, both of them are so close. I think really what's going to be the thing that throws these guys for a loop as far as the Triple Crown points is the IndyCar race at the end of it all, and that's a double point event.
Again, that's a very different style of racing than, I mean, I guess it doesn't really need to be said, but kind of the exact opposite of what we're doing here tonight. These cars are clumsy and slow and ugly, and the Indy car is fast, sexy, and
I think
takes a lot of skill.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the Indy car is one of the fastest as far as top speed is concerned, race cars on the planet. That races in direct
at least on ovals, very much so.
Yeah.
And you see Grunberg, whoa, they're getting a lot more sideways now as we near the halfway point of this race. I think the grip is starting to go away, but the initial wall contacts seem to be kind of out as everyone's pushing that dirt up and forming that cushion. It's going to get easier to stay off that wall as the night goes on. Caution. Richard Hines in the 2 car. He spun around in turn 3.
A relatively clean race so far.
Yeah, 2 cautions the first 32 laps.
Just shy of halfway. Whoa,
Leader was involved here. As the 2 car, I think he's going to spin out on... Oh, he's going to catch the wall. Tips up and over, and Tate Lytle nowhere to go. Tags them just a little bit, but no real damage done to that 56. Head back up live, and Lytle continuing to run really solid laps. He's led 33 every single lap we've completed.
I doubt that that's going to change a whole lot.
The opportunity now for Matt Grunberg, though, is you're restarting right behind Tate Lytle. Might be able to throw a dive bomb up the inside and grab a spot. Average of 59 miles an hour for Matt Grunberg, and he has got one of the fastest laps this race. The fastest lap does actually belong to the 14 at Kevin Finn, who we have not talked about yet tonight. An average of 59.8 miles an hour, and I drove faster than that in snowy conditions on my way back to school today. So slow going around here, but certainly not a whole lot of grip to work with.
Everyone lined up for the restart. Lytle taking the outside lane. Actually, I see that everyone's lined up. Now everyone's lined up. They're still catching up to the field.
Green flag back in the air. Short caution. And Grunberg didn't get a very good launch. Michael Henry's going to have a good run down the bottom, but Lytle will be able to clear Eisman in the fence out of turn 2.
Yeah, and actually Eisman able to rip around Michael Henry. Eisman now in second place.
Eisman, that was a strong move, but he's going to lose a little bit of momentum off the 2. As Michael Henry chucking back down the inside. Grunberg slipped to 5th on this restart, so not going the right direction as we near the halfway point.
Very poor restart for everybody. That was from starting on the inside lane. There you see Johnny Thomas speaking on the inside lane. He's working down there, so is Lytle.
Yeah, Johnny Thomas actually made some ground that time, and he's been pretty much stuck to that bottom groove all night, but not able to really go very far with it. And it looks like Grunberg will use this opportunity. Nope, not quite. 83 slides up in front.
I think what you have to do what Lytle's doing, Lytle's entering in the high lane and then turning down low on exit, and I think that's working out for him.
Getting a runoff, keeping the motor wound up. Battle for second is now 3 cars, Eisman, Henry, Thomas. You could probably throw Matt Grunberg in this fight as well.
Ooh, Eisman tagging the wall again. He's not been cautious of that. He's pretty much been up there in the wall. Henry, though, has been pretty clean by comparison.
Oh, man, he drove it in deep into 3. He's going to catch the wall on a 4 just slightly. Halfway here at Kokomo, caution flies, and it's for Kevin Finn in the 14. Looped around in turn 3 and 4. That was ungodly good. I had my first Chick-fil-A experience in where I don't even know where I was in Michigan. It was near South Haven. I had Chick-fil-A when I was at Grid Life, and it was really good. I was very satisfied with my purchase. Same thing that happened to Richard Hines.
Yeah.
This time not involving one of the leaders, though.
We need a Chick-fil-A here. I'm disappointed that we don't.
I really want food. Come on, go out and get some. I know we had to. Fine, okay, fine, whatever.
No, I'm debating. Alright.
I mean, if we had Chick-fil-A, it would 100% be going. It's a matter of, like, what's good enough to replace. If you guys have any suggestions of where we should go, feel free to post in the comments. Because I don't really know where we want to go.
I don't know either. I really shouldn't, but I really want to.
Well, who cares what you should and shouldn't do? Hey, life is
my
finite.
my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes.
Well, my body and my mind are telling me yes. So here we go. Coming back to the green again. Tate Lytle, Drew Eisenman lined up on that front row. And look at Johnny Thomas, hungry in third place. Actually fourth for the restart, but he's going to try to gain a spot on the outside before they get to the line. Fire, smoke, dirt flying through the air as we restart here at Kokomo. Oh, everyone's getting smashed in the fence.
Oh, Henry going to get into Grunberg. They make
man.
contact. Grunberg able to save it, but it's going to lose a ton of track position and momentum.
Johnny Thomas, look at the run he's trying to build here. Trying to go catch Tate Lytle. Michael Henry and Matt Grunberg kind of got swarmed on that restart, and they lost a ton of ground.
I'm curious if Thomas, with the way he's been flirting with that inside lane, if he can catch up to Lytle, if he can try to make that inside lane work.
Oh, Eisenman sideways in turn
Oh,
4.
we're going to hit Grunberg.
And they're both going to save it, but more time lost as you see Dave Hunt taking evasive action way down on the inside lane.
And Grunberg's become a pinball on this restart, being hit by 2 cars, and he's wondering who else is going to hit him.
Michael Henry trying to recover from his mistake. Riding in 4th right now, coming up on 30 to go, and Dave Hunt real slow out of 4, as is Jonathan Cogswell. These cars just don't like driving around this track. It's just so awkward and clumsy for these things.
Yeah, it's way, I think, too tight of a corner, really, for these things, because it's hard to get them sideways in the first place to a normal corner.
Kind of like this car looks like a shadow. Driving around the bottom of the racetrack.
I barely noticed him. I didn't
He
realize
literally looks like a shadow. Like the Grim Reaper of...
Yeah, the dirt clods are, like, kind of closing him in. This car looks really dark. Oh, man.
30 to go next time by. Johnny Thomas still holding 2nd, but Tate Lytle has just been putting a whooping on everybody tonight. No one's able to close.
Yeah, Angela trying to hold on to 2nd place to take it away from Thomas. I think he's going to have to migrate to that top lane to close it off, because Thomas is starting to build up a run down there.
What'd you say was going to do that?
I don't know.
I think you said your known name. I think you said Finian.
Did I?
I think you did.
Oh,
We'll have to roll that one back later. Well, lap 50. Okay.
I felt myself misspoke. I don't know what I said.
I'm pretty sure you said Finian, and I was like, you're sitting here and you're not there.
I think I need some food.
Whoa. Oh, man. Drew Eisenman spun out. Caution. Whoa.
Oh, he hits the tires, too.
We've got no food suggestions, which I'm ashamed about. We've got 5 people watching, which I know isn't a large number, but let's go. Give us some suggestions, people. Sim TV crew got to eat. Just gets it a little bit too deep, gets the cushion, and loops it. Tackles the tire on exit.
That'd be cool. You know how they have anti-cut curves? You know how those are those pretty much are down there to do the same thing.
Yep.
Just put them on some courses.
Like at Daytona? Put tractor tires on the apron at Daytona?
Actually, no, wait. Actually, no. I say that some road courses used to do that. They would like cut a tire in half and like.
Well,
embed it
I
in the
know
ground.
one for a fact that did that was Willow Springs.
I'm trying to think. I remember.
Oh, and another California desert track. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't know either, but like I know there was a few tracks I didn't like. I had an old R Factor 2 mod for the 1976 F1 season. There were a few tracks like that.
Nice voice crack there. We come back to the green flag, lap number 56, Kokomo. 3WideRacing Triple Crown, back green, and Johnny Thomas going to hunt for that bottom.
Oh, and Hench is going to beat him and that go even lower.
Shadow
and make
Man
a
on the
pass.
bottom. Here he comes. And Lytle still trying to hang on to this lead. He has not gotten past yet today. He's led every single lap.
I think you're going to plan on keeping it that way. Can't even see Cal Hanschel in the picture. He's so far off.
Whoa, look at Michael Henry rolling the outside groove, and there's Hanschel popping into the picture.
And actually in seconds, he's actually starting to make up some ground on that inside lane. I don't think enough for Lytle.
Johnny Thomas has been sticking to that bottom groove. Oh, no!
Grunberg!
Climbing the wall, almost flipped over, but he
Yeah.
managed to keep it straight.
Almost followed what Hines did, but was able to keep
Whoa,
it up.
whoa! I thought I saw a car side, but nope, I was just seeing things. We're good.
Grunberg's really falling off the pace, surprisingly
Looks
so
like
compared to
Hanshaw's
where he was earlier.
Connection is stabilized. He's going for the lead at the line, not quite, but he's close.
I'm actually kind of surprised by this, but I guess that outside lane's gone so bad that inside lane is pretty much the only place that has the loose grip left.
Coming down to 20 laps to go, we've got 4 of our 14 starters out. The remaining 10 still battling for position, and Kyle Hanshaw trying to lead a lap,
He did.
and he has. But now he's going to have to just dive again for turn 3. It's just so hard to keep that motor wound up. Caution.
Oh!
And he's got the lead. Will he keep it? I don't know. It was for Matt Grunberg was the yellow, and I think he will keep the lead. So
That's big.
our first change in position, and Matt Grunberg, is he done? Might be. Here's a look. It's this wall cutout that's been getting down.
Whoa! Wow!
Wow.
They're like trying to one-up each other in that corner.
That was spectacular. I'll give it
That was amazing.
I'll give that a 10 for airtime. Here's a look. This catches this wall and is going to just trip it up and over. Wow.
It looks like out of a movie.
That was spectacular. Drive shaft's not connected to anything. That's probably that's one problem. I think the King should finish his last race.
You ain't gonna finish it like that.
Hold on, we gotta watch this again. Wow.
That was awesome.
Okay, the obligatory, we need to watch this from the gyro cam. Oh. Is that right?
I don't know why it's so low. I feel like they changed something
Well,
because I don't remember putting it this slow in the car.
It's not going to matter anyway because we're about to go for a ride here. Whee! As the green flag flies again, we got to cut away because here we go. That's a short caution.
Yeah, it really was. It's fortunate because you can't look at replays for too long.
No, and Lytle has lost the lead to Hanshaw. Hanshaw's connection is stabilized, and it might have been just in time with 15 laps to go.
That's kind of amazing. I thought Lytle was going to run away with this, but that lucky timing of the caution, I think, really helped him out here. As Lytle's struggling in the outside lane, here comes Henry now challenging him for second.
Yeah, that bottom lane is gathering
Wiseman.
speed now, and you see Michael Henry. He might have cleared, and he does clear Tate Lytle for a second spot.
Oh, Wiseman in the background into the wall, almost gets into Johnny Thomas.
Top spot is Kyle Hanshaw. Last week at Eldora, probably thought he should have won this race. Every dirt race he goes to, he think he should win, but didn't get it done at Eldora. Can he do it tonight? He's got Michael Henry all over him. Tate Lytle led every single lap up to about lap number 60. The last couple, he's turned it over to Henry and Hanshaw at the front of the field, but they might tangle on the bottom. They're running the same line down here.
Henry's actually beating him down there, keeping it right up to the grass.
Oh, there they go!
Oh, man,
Oh,
Henry
that was
just
close.
avoided him. And might be able to gas up on entry. Here we go.
Side by side. Look at the run Lytle's got on the outside groove.
3 different lines here fighting for the lead.
11 laps to go.
And Henry's going to have him. How about that?
Michael Henry to the top spot. Lytle dragging the right rear on the wall. They get together!
Oh, and around goes the 88. No caution.
They stay green, and Lytle's been gifted the lead back. They get together, and that might have been it for those two drivers. That's a big gap to make up.
Look at that.
And just like that, the two drivers that were fighting for the lead are now only fighting for second best as Lytle tries to drive away and maintain the lead he's had almost all night.
And they make some more contact here. Thomas trying to rocket around both of them on the outside. 3 wide here from second place.
Like a go-kart track on the inside here. And Henry back to the bottom. And they're literally going under 40 miles an hour through these corners. Trying to build up any speed and keep those RPMs up, but Tate Lytle's only 7 laps away from a victory.
He's gone clear of Thomas and Hanshaw in the background, but yeah, I don't think he's going to have enough time to catch Lytle. He's going to have to hope for caution and hope for it soon.
6 laps to go for Tate Lytle. He's led 63 of the 74 laps that we've run. He's got to only go 5 more laps when he gets back to the line. Michael Henry is closing. I just don't know if he's going to have the time to catch him. Johnny Thomas was persevering on that bottom all night long, and strangely enough, he was the one pioneering that line, and unfortunately wasn't really able to use it to the effect that Hanshaw and Henry were able to use it. Michael Henry has caught Tate Lytle, and we're going to have a battle for the lead. 4 laps to go this time by.
I think Henry's going to have to get a little bit physical here. The difference in their entry speeds, I think he's going to have to choke up the 56 on exit, because that's where he's losing time.
Yeah, well, Lytle's figured something out. He's starting to run down the racetrack a little bit. He knows that Henry's catching him. Yeah. So Lytle has adapted. 3 laps to go. And Henry, as you said, going to have to lay the bumper to him.
Yeah, I mean, Lytle, I guess, is going the strategy. If you can't beat him, join him. And, you know, you can't pass him if you take the guy's lane away.
It'll be 2 laps to go. Lap traffic might be a factor. It's Cogswell in the 27. Half a mile left here at Kokomo. The 88 of Michael Henry to the bottom of the racetrack. He's so close. He's alongside.
The side-by-side Cogswell's in the way, though.
Cogswell's going to get split.
Oh,
the
Henry
88 clears this 56. Side by side, white flag. They tangle, does the 56 and the 27. One more time around. Can Lytle get the lead back in just a quarter mile? They make contact. Are they going to spin?
Lytle spins.
The 88 of Michael Henry comes on through. New to the 3WideRacing League, to the Triple Crown Series. He comes on through, collects the checkered flag. For a second, it's a 2-car fight, but it's Tate Lytle that gets it over Johnny Thomas by 67 thousandths of a second, but Henry wins. What a great job he did tracking down Lytle and going out and passing him.
Props to him. I want to see that. He jumped one of the tires trying to get so close to the apex of the corner.
Got looped around. He's going to climb up on top of the podium here. Celebrations, almost certainly. They'll climb up and celebrate his victory. We got to go back and watch that pass. That was spectacular stuff. Really impressed with Henry's performance in his time in this series so far. And going on back here. Here is a look at how this all started. He gets right against this. That was all it took. I think you were referencing about a lap prior.
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah, right. He's going to just yeet the tire and head over the top of it.
And that's what he needed to do. He slid up in front of Lytle, who was just putting it on the gas at that point.
Yeah, let's get a slow motion look at this. Look at this. Side by side for the lead in the closing moments with a lap car coming. And he had to go all the way to the bottom, and he did, and found the track limit.
Yeah, look at the wheel work, too.
Wow, look at that. That is a pass and a half. Excellent job by Michael Henry to get that victory night. Here's a look at your race results before we head out to break for a moment, just to grab your winner and talk to him. 65 green flag laps, 5 cautions, 4 lead changes. Michael Henry gets the best of Tate Lytle after Tate led almost the entire event. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back live to Sim TV. We're here now with our 3rd place finisher, Johnny Thomas, in the number 83 machine tonight. Johnny, you were blazing the path on that bottom lane. Obviously, Kokomo gives you a bunch of options. The track's like 3 miles wide, but you were all the way against the inside, against that grass all night long. Talk to us. Why were you doing that? Did you think that that was eventually going to come in, and what was your thought process behind that?
I knew it was going to come in based on practice. A lot of laps on the track. The bottom was going to come in. Eventually, you saw it did. But at the beginning there, I didn't want to bang my crap up hitting the wall there. It's so much quicker, and it's kind of a cheap way to do it. But people sail it into one and hit the wall, and you can gain about 2/10 doing that. And I'm not going to do that. So I kind of rode down there, and you saw me. I fell back to like 6th or 7th. But we got back up there, and me and Tate and Kyle and Michael had a really good battle going there. And something happened. Those 2 guys got together and fell back, and Tate had a good second lead. But the bottom was really starting to come in, and me and Hanshaw were really working it.
How difficult is it to keep the motor wound up down there? I know these cars don't have a whole lot of power or torque, and it's tricky to spin the tires. So how do you keep the motor wound up, and do you have to adjust your line to kind of compensate for the car?
Hey, yeah, you got to adjust your line. This track is weird. It's kind of like just one big circle. You got to, like on an asphalt oval, it's kind of like diamonding the corners where you kind of enter low and then you kind of drift up just a tiny bit and then you exit low again. You're almost hitting that tire there at a 4. It's a different way to run it. I thought I was doing a decent job of doing it. And those guys on the high lane were a little bit quicker though. Tate was really making that high lane work really good.
Johnny Thomas, third place tonight in the 83. Johnny, hey, congrats. Third place tonight, not too shabby. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, another third. Hopefully I get a win next week.
All right, we'll see you later, Johnny. Have a good night.
Yep.
Second place, Tate Lytle. Tate, you led the majority of the race tonight, and it looks like you led 69 of the 80 total laps, but it all slipped away in the closing moments there. It seemed like Henry and Thomas and Hanshaw were rolling the bottom. It seemed like you were better up top, but what'd you need to go out there and beat the 88?
I don't know. I just needed to catch on to running the bottom earlier, I guess. I thought I had them fairly covered, just running the outside in 1 and 2, and then diving down to the bottom in 3 and 4. I was making a lot of time on them, and yeah, I don't know. 10 to go, I saw them coming, and then I guess I should have started running the bottom a little earlier. Wish the 27 would have gotten out of the way there, kind of knocked the steering out a little bit. I don't think it really mattered, but kind of just courtesy.
So taking a look at the overall standings, though, you walked in as the leader over Matt Gruenberg. He ended up finishing 10th tonight, so you're going to gain some points there. Is there a goal focused towards the overall points, or are you just more interested in getting race wins right now?
Yeah, just trying to get wins. I don't even know if there's a prize for overall points. I think it's just for each individual series, but still be cool to win the overall. But yeah, tune in next week. Going to be a tight points battle. I don't know what the points will be for the street stocks, but I know the K&N cars is down to 2 points. So tune in next week.
All right, Tate Lytle second in the number 56. Tate, thanks for talking. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Moving on now to Michael Henry in the 88. New to the 3WideRacing League. Michael, tonight you finally get your first victory in the 3WideRacing League Triple Crown, this time at Kokomo, using the bottom of the racetrack, jumping the tire in turn 4 underneath some lap traffic to get by Tate Lytle. Walk us through those closing moments and taking the victory away from Lytle.
Honestly, I don't know how in the world we managed to pull that off. I was expecting a wreck every other corner, just driving way over my head. But yeah, I was amazed how the bottom came in. If it wasn't for that and the 22 and the 85 and everybody, kind of making it, running it in throughout the race, it wouldn't have happened. But it was fun. I mean, it's been a couple weeks coming. We've been fast. Just Lady Luck hasn't been kind to us.
It seemed like it was challenging to keep that motor wound up all night long. What did you have to do to keep that car rolling? Because the lack of torque and power in this car makes it pretty tricky to roll that bottom.
Really, the bottom was actually easier to roll than the top. The bottom, you're bogging the motor down, but on the flip side of that, you're not having to go as far around the track. Especially at Kokomo, you're almost probably half the track, on the bottom. So, I mean, it wasn't too bad, but it was definitely a challenge.
All right, hey, victory tonight for the 88. Congratulations, Michael, and we'll see you next time. Good luck next week, K&N and the Street Stocks yet again. Good luck.
Appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely. One last look at our race results here, Finian. Tonight, pretty wild ending to that one. It was Michael Henry that got out on top of Tate Lytle. Congratulations to Henry, Lytle, and Thomas for podium finishers. Hanshaw was in position to win this thing, but ended up 4th again. The dirt has not been as kind to him as he probably would have liked, but that's going to do it for us tonight. Tomorrow night, we are completely off. Usually we got 3 races. I thought we had fuel, don't have fuel. Thought we had elite mods, don't have elite mods. Thought we had grid life, don't have grid life. So the next time you're going to see us will be Wednesday night with the Washington, D.C. region SCCA iRacing League. They'll be heading to Laguna Seca for the TCR and GMX5s. Then Thursday will be the Fuel IndyCar Series.
Also at Laguna Seca.
Also at Laguna Seca. That is their penultimate round of the season. We'll be back on Saturday with the Outsider Racing League from Pocono. That'll do it for us for this night and for tomorrow. We'll see you again on Wednesday. Have a good night.